Hello everybody and welcome to the NetBird YouTube channel. In this one we're going to be talking about version 0.63, giving you the ability to add custom DNS zones for private network resolution. Of course, down below we'll have an article as well as release notes, but I'm just going to show you this in action real quick. If we jump on over here to my NetBird dashboard and we go under DNS, you can see a new option here for zones. We're going to go ahead and give that a click. And here we'll have the ability to create a new zone. So I'm just going to click on add a zone. And our first option is going to be a domain name. Now you can set this to whatever you would like it to be. Let's say in this example, I wanted the domain berlin.lan because this is going to be the domain for the resources on network that we have in Berlin. For the distribution groups, these are the groups that are going to be able to access this domain. Let's say I want admins to be able to access this. And we have the option to enable search domains. So you'll see in just a minute, we're going to be able to add a record. And when those records are added, you'll be able to find those, ping those, whatever you need to do with just that record name. So I'm going to go ahead and enable that for this one. And we can go ahead and add that zone. From there, it's going to give us the option to add a record. We might as well do that now. So here we have a few different record types that we could select. We have A records, quad A records, and C names. So whatever your use case is, if you got some IPv6, you could do that. If you want to route actual target domains or your host names to target domains, you could do that as well. But for this example, we'll just do a simple A record and point it to a resource I actually have access to. In this example, I have an unraid box, so I can just go ahead and type that in there, and then the IP address of that server. So mine would be 173.10.10. We have our TTL here. You can set that as needed and you just add the record. Now on this page, you're going to see the zone. You can enable, disable these zones. We have our records here. You can easily add a record just by clicking right there. We have our distribution groups and we can enable and disable search domains. Here, you can go ahead and edit it. Do note that you cannot change the domain through here. If you want to do a different domain, you're going to have to create a new one, delete this one. And down below, I will link to our documentation page on the custom zones here, in which you can see basically everything that I'm talking about. But if we scroll down to the bottom, that is one of the limitations. So domains cannot be changed. You cannot use your peer DNS domain as a zone. That will create a conflict. C names do need to be exclusive and empty zones cannot be distributed. But if I go ahead and go back over here, I can also drop this down and we could see all the different records. So you can see I have an A record there for unraid Berlin LAN to the IP address that it's on with the TTL. Now, if I edit this, we do have a few more options. So I can actually change the host name there if I'd like to change the IP address and so forth. Now, just to show you this in action, I could go ahead and copy this host name to the clipboard. I'll go ahead and go over to this tab. And if I just drop it in here, hit enter, you can see it's going to take me to my unraid instance. Additionally, I should be able to just use the search name here. So just unraid, hit enter, and you can see it takes me directly to that unraid instance. Now, if I go back, disable this real quick, and we try to go to this domain of unraid Berlin LAN, hit enter, you can see it's not working anymore. Let's go ahead and re-enable that and then refresh this page. And you can see it's immediately back online. Essentially, the peer will query the host name. The NetBird local resolver checks if the domain matches a custom zone. If matched, the resolver will return the configured IP address directly. And if not matched, it will just fall through to your configured name servers. These custom zones that you define on NetBird will take precedence over your configured name servers, so you can override external DNS for specific domains while letting everything else pass through and resolve normally. This new implementation will make it easier for companies who have a whole bunch of different resources to set up custom zones without having to rely on third-party services. And we do have more use cases here on our actual release notes. So we have environmental separation, routed network resources, and split horizon DNS. We have some screenshots, and then down below, of course, this isn't the only change in this release. There has been a lot of improvements, client improvements, management enhancements, and so much more. So do go ahead and check out our GitHub page, give it a star, you might as well. And of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel because as we release more updates, we'll update you with videos just like this one, as well as making videos of how to use NetBird, as well as some great use cases for both home labbers and companies alike. And of course, we're taking feedback all the time, whether that be on our public Slack channel, here in the YouTube comments, on our forums, wherever it may be. We hope to see you there. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful day and goodbye.